Welcome to This Week in Falcons Athletics, presented by Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. My name is Matt Menzel, and this week we focus on football, coming off a big Cheese Bowl victory, knocking off the Lakeland University Muskies, and we'll recap the Saturday that was with Logan Novice, who hit the game-winning field goal from 54 yards out as time expired. But first, our focus is on women's cross country, coming off another NAC championship this past weekend, and Danielle Van Grinsven, now in her junior year, kind enough to join us as the Falcons take their 7th NAC championship and their 14th conference championship overall. Take us back through Saturday, and how were you guys able to get it done?
Lots of hard work throughout the season, and coming off last year, not like the weird conference. This year was good to solidify the win, and I feel like we were all running out there for the team and thinking about scoring as many points as possible.
You look at last year and you mentioned, okay, you guys ended up winning the conference championship, and I know that was kind of a mess trying to figure and sort that all out, but how confident was this team coming into this year, coming off the kind of year you had last year?
We knew we could do it because we won last year, and everyone was training super hard over the summer, and we all just trained as a big group this season, and everyone was pushing each other in the workouts, so we all knew we were prepared, and it was just executing on the race day.
You look at the championship, and ultimately the Falcons had 3 out of the top 4 finishers on top of 5 out of the first 11. When you're running out there and you finished in 11th, when you're out there, do you see your teammates? Are you able to, see them in front of you or behind you? Are they able to help push you? How do you go about staying motivated?
Yeah. If you look around the course, you can see your teammates, and it's just about focusing on the packs in front of you and just trying to slowly make your way up and pass other teammates. And I don't know, we just worked together as a team, coming off that start line, so that was really cool.
As mentioned, you finished in 11th with a time of 24 minutes, 22.21 seconds. Your thoughts on your performance?
Season best, and we had a lot of PRs and season bests on the team, which was really cool. And it was just fun out there to be with my teammates and having them push me and keeping each other accountable.
Yeah, how was the course? How difficult was it in your opinion?
There were a few hills and stuff, but I feel like we were all able to manage the course pretty well.
So you look overall, what was the feeling then after winning that championship? Was there a sense of relief? Was there a sense of we knew we could do this? What was kind of the feeling after all is said and done?
I feel like we all knew we could do it, so it was just nice to solidify the win again and actually be able to celebrate the championship without any disputes.
How about for you personally? Okay, you look over your time with Concordia. How do you feel like you've improved year by year?
I feel like I've made some big improvements. Everyone has. Russ was giving us our times from freshman year when we ran on the course, and a lot of us juniors had 1, 2 minute, 3 minute improvements from freshman year, so that was really cool.
So finally for you, what's next? Are you preparing right now for regionals, or is your season still going strong?
Mm-hmm. We have 2 more weeks until regionals, and I feel like it's just about doing the same thing we've been doing, get good recovery, good sleep, and just enjoy the last 2 weeks of the season.
Absolutely. Danielle, thanks a lot for your time. And again, as mentioned, the regional is coming up on the 16th of November from Northfield, Minnesota. But congratulations to Danielle and her teammates. They bring home the NAC championship for the 7th time for a 2nd consecutive year, and all the best in a couple of weeks.
Thank you.
We'll continue when we come back with football as we recap the Cheese Bowl victory over Lakeland. That's on This Week in Falcons Athletics, presented by Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin.
I can't imagine being any other profession than an orthopedic surgeon. We have the privilege and we have the responsibility to make people better. We've been fortunate enough to take care of professional athletes. We've also been fortunate enough to take care of our neighbors and friends who trust us to give them back their life.
One of the main reasons I came here was because this is the way healthcare is meant to be delivered. Being devoted exclusively to orthopedic care means that we can focus on delivering specialized care for every patient. And that includes not only the surgeons and the physicians, but also anesthesia, controlling pain, the nurses, and the scrub techs, and everyone in recovery is dedicated to treating conditions that are very similar for people.
Our tagline is an uncommon focus on you. We think the focus on the patient experience is what sets us apart. Before we make any process or clinical decision at the hospital, we start with the same question: is this what's best for the patient? If we can't answer yes, we move on to the next idea. Our nurses provide care for no more than 3 patients per shift, whereas other facilities, they might provide care for 7 or even 8 patients per shift. We think this personalized care is what sets us apart from others.
I think that dedication to our patients is our number one focus. And you can technically do a good operation, but if you're not centered on the patient, they're not necessarily going to have a great outcome.
The Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin is physician-owned. It's physician-led. We have the responsibility to make the right decision for every patient. We also have the freedom to make the right decision for every patient.
Physicians and staff collaborate through regular meetings, weekly and monthly, and with a relatively small team, we're able to change the way we do things if we need to tweak something to make it perfect.
The facility specifically was designed so that quality could be measured and maintained and sustained. When you have 7,000 patients a year receive their surgery here, it's important that patient number 1 and patient number 7,000 receive the same care.
We place an extremely high priority on the patient experience here. We send surveys to each and every person that receives care at our hospital. Those survey results come back directly to me. I review them and share them with our senior leadership, as well as the staff and the physicians that provide the care to those patients.
There's almost 5,000 hospitals in the country that are measured. The Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin measures number 1, not number 2, not number 3, not runner-up, number 1 in patient satisfaction in the state of Wisconsin for the last 10 years running.
Welcome back to This Week in Falcons Athletics, presented by Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. We now turn our attention to football, coming off a Cheese Bowl victory, knocking off the Lakeland University Muskies, a thriller on Saturday. And again, what a game it was, with a 37-34 final, 33rd edition, being joined by Logan Novice, the sophomore kicker, coming through with the game-winning field goal from 54 yards out. We'll get to that in a second, but just take us through Saturday, just the environment of a rivalry game against Lakeland.
Well, obviously, tensions were high. Lakeland always comes up. When we go there, they're always crazy, talking before the game. So, obviously, tensions are high. Excited to be there. It's a good game every year, so it's just exciting.
You guys were down, at least at one point in that second quarter, on into the third, and eventually overcame the deficit and took the lead in that fourth quarter. You knocked in 3 field goals before we get to the game winners. Talk about your confidence just kicking field goals from all distances.
Yeah, so the wind played a little bit of a factor in that first one. I was a little nervous to go out there, but I had confidence in myself that I knew I could do it. Nailed that one. I obviously missed that 35-yarder, which was a little disappointing, but I knew that I had to maintain that confidence in myself that I knew I could compete. So I kind of just regained myself after that and just finished off the game strong.
Let me ask you about that miss, because you're human.
Yeah.
Do you have to have a goldfish-like memory where it's like you have to somehow quickly forget about it, not dwell on it, or is it that easy to do? Is it hard to do? Were you thinking about it a little too long? Take us through that psyche.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed. I was thinking about it for a while, but, like you said, you got to kind of have a memory where you forget it. So I kind of tried it after halftime. I dwelled on it during halftime, and then I came out, and I was like, I got to regain myself. I got to just forget about it, and that's what I tried to do.
You came through with a field goal that eventually tied the game up from good 25 yards out. Okay, now the Falcons get the football back with a minute to go in regulation. What do you think on the sideline? I got to believe you're thinking it could come down to me.
Yeah, I knew it was going to. I knew our offense was going to be able to drive down the field. We practice that every week, and I know our offense has the capability to do that. Our defense, talk about that stop. It was crazy. It's crucial. And then, like I said, our offense was amazing. They drove down the field. I knew we were going to come down to the kick. Just wasn't sure how far it was going to be, but I knew we could get it done. So
the defense coming through with a stop on 3rd and 3, and then 4th down and 2. Okay, 54 yards. The wind's blowing at your backside. How much of a factor did the wind factor in? And obviously it was a booming kick, but what's going through your mind as you go out there for a 54-yarder?
Yeah, so I had some kicks in the past that, the wind kind of took them a little bit left, so I knew I had to put it really far right because the wind was coming pretty strong from right to left. So I knew that was going to play a big factor in it. I knew that I had the ability to do it, wind or no wind. So I just kind of took that into consideration and just did what I knew I could do.
A 54-yarder, a program record, also a conference record. When you kicked it, did you know it was good?
I did, yes. Yes, I did.
So what was that feeling then as you make the field goal, but also seeing your team rush the field for that walk-off victory?
It was a great feeling. My teammates knew I could do it, and that's what I'm most grateful for. They trusted in me, my coaches trusted in me, and that was the best feeling that they knew I could do it and they believed in me.
Obviously, it helps make it a 54-yarder, but what's it mean to you to be named the NAC Special Teams Player of the Week, but also you're going to be named to the D3Football.com Team of the Week? It's a great feeling, but it goes out to my team as well. They set me up for that. They put me in the right positions for it. I mean, Duncan had a great snap. Justin had a great hold. The field goal unit, the blocking, I mean, they held it extra long for me, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without them, so I'm grateful for them. Talking about your team, how do you feel like you guys are playing right now? I know you've been decimated by injury. It's been the next man up mentality, but you found a way to win 3 in a row. Yeah, no, our team's stepping up. There's guys who are fifth, sixth on the depth charts, and they're stepping up, like to fill those starting roles. I know Caleb Espinoza, he's pretty low. He's like 4th on the depth chart, but he stepped up as a starter for Pew, who is facing some injuries right now, but they're all having a great season. Got a couple other guys who played DB this weekend who haven't started the whole year. So, I mean, we're stepping up. We got guys who can do it, and we got talent on the team, and, we're doing good. Finally, for you, your thoughts on the road ahead. You have 2 regular season games remaining. I know you take it 1 week at a time. So up first, you have Concordia Chicago, final home game at Thomasini Stadium at 12 noon kickoff on Saturday. Your thoughts on taking on a Concordia Chicago team that's coming off a bye? Yeah, they're a good team, but, I think we're better. We got talent, like I said, and we're coming off a high, so we'll just lock in this week and continue to do what we do. Logan, all the best to you on the football team. Obviously, it's nice if you're the Falcons having a weapon like Logan with that leg and a 54-yard field goal to beat the Muskies, but congrats on all the success. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. Another busy week for Falcon Athletics as well, because besides football at home against Concordia Chicago, men's hockey has a busy week, but all on the road. They play tonight at Northland before they visit Trine on Saturday and Sunday. Also this week, women's volleyball wraps up the regular season at St. Norbert on Thursday. Note next Tuesday here for a NAC tournament matchup. Field hockey gets the conference tournament started on Thursday from Sewanee, Tennessee, taking on Center. Women's hockey will be taking on Trine 6 p.m. on Friday, 4 p.m. on Saturday from the Ozaki Ice Center. Also at home will be ACHA hockey with Lake Superior State in town for an 8:30 puck drop on Friday, 12:15 on Saturday, and then finally wrestling in action on Saturday at the Lakeland Scramble. So that and more coming up this week. Stay tuned to CWFalcons.com for more information. Thanks for joining us this week for This Week in Falcons Athletics, presented by Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin.